Hello parents of Athens City Schools, I'm Beth Patton, your acting superintendent. As you may know, the Alabama Department of Public Health recently released their Back to School Toolkit to help schools start back to school safely and to slow the spread of COVID-19. Our team has used these guidelines to develop a one-pager to help us answer the question, what happens if someone gets sick or if someone is potentially exposed to COVID-19? Please keep in mind that these guidelines may change at any minute as the CDC learns more about this virus. But for now, this is the plan. If a student shows symptoms of COVID-19 at school, that student will be sent to the school nurse for evaluation and will be sent home to quarantine or to see a physician. The extent of the symptoms will determine if others who may have been in close contact also need to be sent home to quarantine. Close contacts are defined as individuals who have been within 6 feet of each other for at least 15 minutes with or without a mask. Seating charts will be utilized in classrooms and on buses to help us determine who may be considered close contacts. If a student or teacher tests positive for COVID-19, that person must quarantine for 10 days, being fever-free for at least 24 hours before returning to school. Symptoms must have improved before returning to school. So if you've completed your 10 days but you still have fever or extreme fatigue or any of the other symptoms, you would not be cleared to return to school. Your close contacts, remember, those are the people who have been within 6 feet of you for at least 15 minutes, would also have to quarantine. They would quarantine for 14 days from the day of exposure. No, I did not say that backwards. If you test positive, you quarantine for at least 10 days. If you are exposed to someone who tests positive or you have symptoms of COVID-19, even if you have a negative test, you quarantine for 14 days. Parents, we need for you to contact the school immediately to report potential COVID-19 symptoms or a positive test. This information will be kept confidential, but it will help us to determine if there are others who also need to quarantine. If the school suspects potential exposure to COVID-19, parents may be notified to the extent possible and practical. Due to HIPAA laws, very little information can be released. However, we want to be as proactive and transparent as possible to help stop the spread. So you may receive a phone call or note to let you know that your child may have been exposed to COVID-19 and you should watch for symptoms, or that your child may have been in close contact with someone who has symptoms or has tested positive, and your child will need to quarantine. We are not contact tracers. It is the responsibility of the Alabama Department of Public Health to investigate and contact individuals who may have been in close contact with someone who tested positive. For example, let's say you carpool and one of the riders tests positive. We would not contact your carpool riders. That would be the responsibility of the ADPH. However, parents should notify those in the carpool immediately in order to stop the spread. I know this is confusing. It's confusing for us too, but we will work through every case as a team. We definitely must work together to keep everyone safe and to get through the pandemic and have a wonderful school year. It is important to note that the 10-day limit for excused absences without a physician's excuse has been waived for the school year, and attendance will not be a factor in final exam exemptions. We are asking you to check your child daily for fever and for other symptoms, and please stay home if you are sick. We have a great plan in place for instruction, whether in school or from home, so learning never has to stop. Thank you for trusting us with your precious children. We are honored, and we will all work through this together.